Yes, Capital Xtra, what's happening? It's Robert Bruce here, Saturdays 4 till 7 p.m, Homegrown. You know we're doing it big, and I've got another interesting artist in the building with me, right? Self-proclaimed King of the North, Mr. 100 Bags Don't Make You Lazy at all. It's Bugzy Malone. What's happening, man?
I'm good, you know, brother.
Yeah, man, it's exciting times right now.
It is.
Okay, what, album mode?
That's all it is right now.
Yeah? We're like, what, 5 mixtapes deep, 3 EPs?
Go on, Mike.
Yeah. And it's now time. How you feeling for it anyway?
You know what? This is, I've kind of, my whole career has kind of led to this point. So I'm just glad to be in a position where I feel as if people are going to take notice of the album that I've made.
Okay, you said body season's an understatement, right?
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
It just means that I've put a lot of work into building to this point. And it just means this time round, I'm going all out. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not taking it easy this time.
All right, then cool. Yeah, I'm with you. What's it like writing for an album as opposed to writing for the other projects?
I think with other projects, there's been tracks on there that I felt shouldn't be on the project.
Yeah.
Or there's been parts of a song that I thought are too loud and things like that. With this, what I always do is I start writing when I'm not writing for anything. So I've got some natural stuff on there.
Yeah.
And then I produce certain bits under a deadline. But I've got about another project's worth of work that I've took off the album. Because I felt like it wasn't good enough to be on there.
Okay, cool.
You know what I'm saying?
That's quite mad. I feel like with this being your debut album, yeah, there's a lot of people that are waiting for it. Like, we want to see what it's going to come like in album form. Do you feel any of that pressure at all or nah?
No, and I think that's because I've already done well.
Okay.
So if nobody liked it, I'm okay kind of thing. But I think people are waiting, haters included, just because it's an album, do you know what I mean? So it's a bit of a big deal. And I think it will give people a true gauge on whether I'm meant to stay or whether it's the end, do you get what I'm saying? So yeah.
Okay, now I hear you on that one, man. Like, with your music, what I've noticed a lot is the storytelling behind it. Like, your tracks like Make or Break, Memory Lane, like there's a lot of stories behind what you're saying. Do you feel like we're going to learn a lot about you through the next project?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like I've kind of put it on the line now. It's the album, innit? And I've tried to make it as if it was the last thing I was ever going to make.
All right.
So I've not left any stones unturned, you get what I'm saying? And I feel like when you're in a position that I'm in and you've got people supporting you to be able to do what it is you enjoy doing, you owe them the truth.
All right.
You have to just kind of open up to them and really let them know who you are. Because these people that are coming to the tours, buying the merchandise, buying the projects, these people are true supporters. You can't lie to them people, you know? So there's a true explanation in this one.
Yeah, but like your music is generally open as it is. Like, you talk a lot about your background, even talk about being from Manchester. What was that like growing up in Manchester, but from a musical point of view?
I think growing up in Manchester, I was brought up in the 90s really, so Manchester was a little bit like the wild, wild west. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think from a musical perspective, we had like, my mum was listening to like Motown and Marvin Gaye and Stevie Wonder, do you know what I mean? And then on the flip side of the coin, my uncles were listening to like Tupac or maybe like Bob Marley, and do you know what I mean? So it was quite colourful in all the different kind of influences that you would have. But a lot of the tracks from them artists are like the soundtrack of my early life. Do you get what I'm saying?
So you're sort of a blend of those sides and you meet somewhere in the midst of all of that.
Yeah, I think as a person, I collect a lot of stuff, so memories are important to me. So yeah, I'm kind of influenced from a lot of like old school stuff.
Cool. What about on the come up? What's the musical community like up in Manchester?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm somebody that directly gets involved in everything, but I know there's a lot of talent there. Do you get what I'm saying? I know there is a scene of people that kind of come together and they're doing their thing. Then you've got like people that sing in a bit of a different style and they do their individual bits. But for me, this has always just been kind of a journey where it's just kind of been me and the fans. I've directly been connected to the fans and I try and deliver for them, as opposed to kind of getting involved with people.
Yeah.
I'm not hoping that that's going to elevate me or anything like that. I'm not worried about that.
So it's just you literally building your blocks from the ground up. How do you grow your fan base that way though?
I don't know.
Yeah.
As a kid, my mum went to art school, so she taught me to draw. So I come from a drawing background. So for me, I'm just making works of art and trying to make them better each time. And I think each time more people discover just because the artwork gets better. So that's just a principle that I've run off since I was young, you know? Okay,
cool. So it's sort of like build it and they'll come. And as you're putting out more stuff, more people are hearing about you and it's sort of gravitating towards you.
Well, yeah, because in the art world, like certain bits become priceless because they're that good. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was just guessing it's the same in music. If it's actually the best, if the musicians are the best, if the producers are the best, if the people you're collaborating with are the best and you become the best, then eventually it'll become timeless, priceless. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's the aim.
Okay, so that's what we're working with now, man. Another thing with your tracks though, very intense at times. Like, how do you manage your sanity through that? Because I know you touch on a lot of topics throughout your music. How do you manage yourself?
It's crazy that you say that because like every time I finish a project, it feels like, right, I've made it, I've escaped. I don't necessarily have to go there again in my head. And then to make another project, I could sit there cool and just be a rapper now.
Yeah.
Just sit there and just be the cool guy, but then you have to go back there in your head in order for me to relate to people that are going through depression, anxiety, bad stages in life and stuff like that. I have to tap back into the things I've been through. So therefore, I never stray too far away from, do you know what I mean? Like I feel like I've not changed, even though I've made so much progress in my career. And I think all the traveling and stuff like that kind of keeps you stood still as an individual. Okay. You don't get to develop too much on yourself. So yeah, every time I make a project, I go back into that kind of black hole, so to speak, revisit everything. And yeah, it's difficult. Like in the prime stages of writing, it gets difficult because you brought up so much of your pain. That it's difficult to feel good in yourself again. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's just a process that you have to put yourself through.
Is it therapeutic though?
It is, because you're revisiting things that you've obviously ran away from subconsciously. You get what I'm saying? Then you kind of come back to it and you touch on it and you document it, because you have a motive now, a reason to document it, and that's for your fans. So you're not doing it for you.
Okay.
You actually ran away from it, but for your fans, you'll go back there and you'll talk about it, and in that you kind of get over it. You think, nah, it wasn't even that bad. So yeah, I've got over a lot of stuff kind of through music.
Through the music.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. A few years ago, I saw you pull up to the Mobos in the green Lambo, right? Okay. What car are you driving these days, man?
Come on. It's a matte black Lambo.
No way.
Yeah, man. You know what it was? Somebody kind of offered me a lift in one. They said, look, we'll drive you up there. At that point, I was in a controversial space where everyone's judging my every move. I'm under a microscope. So then when I've gone up there with him, everyone's dissing me. He's in a Lambo. He didn't even win. It was a tough night, do you get what I'm saying? But yeah, no, for me, a Lamborghini, I've always wanted a supercar, innit? So it wasn't even so much about that. It's just more, when the time's right, I'll have a supercar of my own. I won't be sat in the passenger seat.
Okay,
I always told myself I won't drive one until I can afford one. Do you get what I'm saying? So that was my first. I didn't drive that green one. You get what I'm saying? This was my first time driving a Lambo, and I can drive it. You get what I'm saying?
You enjoy it. I hear all the car references in your lyrics, man. Sometimes I'm there Googling, like, what even is that? Like, you know, my mind hasn't even got there yet, man.
Trust me.
No, it's good stuff, man. You've done shows, studio, you've done festivals, abroad, traveled, whatnot. What do you like? What's the bit that personally for you, like, okay, I enjoy this part of the process the most?
The creation.
Yeah. So like, back in the studio from scratch.
I like creating the way the whole thing's gonna look. I like the whole thing to be a film.
Right.
From the lyrics to what I'm saying. So when I go into the lyrics, I make sure it gives me goosebump pimples. Then I let go of it. Then I can't relate to when people are saying, oh, that track gives me goosebump pimples. I go past that bit. Right. Then I'm on to like, how does it feel as a finished song? And then I let go of that. Then I'm on to like, what is it that I'm talking about, and how can I visually represent that in a video? Because I get hands-on in every area creatively. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, I just try and create the whole thing from start to finish. Even me as a character, I try to not discredit myself by getting myself into any trouble, or do you know what I mean, and just making the legacy of it look cheap. I try and just make the whole picture look proper.
Yeah, it is very true with your music though. It's like, for me, listening to you as an artist, you're someone that I can put my headphones in, press play and say, okay, cool, how's this episode going to play out? What's the vision like? What's the imagery that I'm going to get for it? It's something that I think you've been doing for quite a while now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I say in one of my lyrics, I paint pictures with words, and that's just because my mum taught me to draw, and I was just too lazy to keep it up. So I find it easier to just talk and do it that way. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah.
All right then, cool. We've got SW4 the end of this month.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to that? What can we expect from seeing you at a festival?
Energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, man. Because I think to myself, these people are here celebrating, enjoying themselves. They've got time off work. Do you get what I'm saying? They're out here to create memories with the friends. It's my job to come, turn up and get involved in that celebration with them. So I definitely get involved.
Yeah, all right then, cool. We're looking forward to it still, man.
Come on.
It's going to be sick. Do you know another thing that I find quite interesting with you, yeah? Your collabs. We touched on it earlier. You said you're not someone that gets involved too much like that.
Yeah.
But the collabs you have done, how have you thought about them?
I've got to be a fan, first and foremost. There's got to be something about that. And, I've got to be a fan of their artwork to put it involved in mine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I kind of have to rate them as better than me in a lot of areas. Mm-hmm. Especially when it comes to singers. Do you know what I'm saying? A lot of times with other MCs, it's just a vibe. If I catch a vibe, if I get along with them, cool. In terms of singers and stuff, I need them to give me goosebumps where I think,
bring
wow,
something.
I think, wow. Even if it's on a song that we've not done together and I'm just kind of listening to them from an outside perspective. And that's how I've kind of worked with it.
Yeah. The one with you and Kojo, the recent one, the new one that's out, how did that come about? Like the visuals for that. Talk about cars, man.
Yeah,
visuals
come on.
for that are sick. What?
Yeah, that was Kojo.
Yeah.
And it was just a collaboration of energies, do you know what I mean? We just kind of got in the studio, linked up, and we just got along. Do you get what I'm saying? And that kind of come through in the track. We're just vibes in. And then he's saying, Japan.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? And it was like Tokyo Drift out there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it was fun.
Can we expect any collabs on your upcoming album?
Yeah.
Yeah. What can we expect? So if you can give us anything.
Well, obviously we've got Rag and Bone, man, and that's just been released. You get what I'm saying? On Run. Very excited about that track. We've got JP Cooper on there.
Nice.
We've got Maverick Sabre on there. I've been a fan of Maverick Sabre from before music took off. And there's more. Do you know what I mean? For you to, I can't say too much. You get what I'm saying?
You've given us a lot in there, though. I'm trying to think, like, how's that even gonna? You know what? Let's wait.
Just trust me.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay, cool. It wouldn't be right if I spoke to you and we didn't speak about grime music, right?
Yeah.
What was your intro into the grime scene?
This is, in my eyes, everything's grime music. Do you get what I'm saying? Everything that comes now from a person like me is grime music. It's just an elaborated sound. Do you know what I'm saying? You must, as an artist, you must find a way to make your music sound more universal, because the plan is to have everybody listening.
Yeah.
You don't just want your friends listening or man from the hood listening. Do you get what I'm saying? So you do have to kind of venture out. And I think I'm just expanding, which I've always been doing. So there's nothing on the project that is a million miles away from anything I've done before. I've just got better.
All right.
Do you get what I'm saying? And I feel like grime MCs shouldn't feel trapped in just MCing to a certain sound or to a certain style. I think at some point you have to have proper songs, and that's songwriting. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
No, I hear you. And I feel like the whole you and Chip saga, right? It was good for the sport, good for the grime scene.
Yeah.
But I sort of come away feeling, after like going back to listen to your back catalogue, it wasn't a well-rounded representation of you, if that makes sense.
No.
How do you feel about that period in your career?
I feel as if I got locked into trying to prove a point. Mm-hmm. Locked into warfare. And as you say, it was good. And I think in situations like that, if you don't take yourself too seriously, then you understand that you're making history in them moments. Mm-hmm. You're developing we single-handedly developed a lot of the attention that went on to grime music because something real was happening in there. Something really could have gone wrong. Do you get what I'm saying? So a lot of the attention then come back because two people were brave enough to publicly criticize and put each other down. Do you know what I mean? That being said, as you say, in them moments, it is difficult to give a true representation of yourself, but there was tracks like Moving that come out of them stages. You get what I'm saying? Tracks like MEN, that's the true kind of storytelling ability of me. So I think that's something that I've done well. I think I functioned well under the pressure and still kind of representing myself. I just didn't get to truly go there, and that's what I've been able to do with this album. Okay. Do you know what I mean? We done the war thing. Now I'm at a stage where I can demonstrate what it is that I am and the reason that people, once they become a fan, stay a fan, you know?
Yeah, makes sense. New album's called Be Inspired, right? Be Inspired. What's the reasoning behind the title?
I just think I've done so many shows and that I just come to a stage where, as well in music, you get to a financial situation where you have to think, what am I getting out of bed for? This is why you see artists, they become arrogant and they're late to everything, because it does come to a stage where it's like, why should I do that? What does that do for me, kind of thing? Do you know what I mean? So to keep that authentic kind of push in my work ethic, I had to think, what's getting me up in the morning? And I thought, people are inspired by what I've done because I've come from nothing. Do you get what I'm saying? So for me, as a youngster, I was inspired, and I was inspired by maybe some of the wrong people. Some of them was criminals and whatever, do you know what I mean? But I understand what it is to be inspired, and I see that I have that effect on a lot of people, and my journey has that effect. So I thought, that's my thing. Okay. That's what I do. I pass on inspiration, and if I can do that correctly, the way it was done to me, then I'm going to create some successful people, which is kind of giving something back. And that's what the project felt like for me. I thought, I've done a lot for myself now. My mum's okay. Yeah. I've got little toys that I wanted, the Lamborghini and all that rubbish. You know what I mean? I've got my stuff. I wanted to kind of give something back. So this is just a package of inspiration. Once you've kind of took this in from start to finish, no matter what it is you're doing for a living, you can truly understand that you can go all the way to the top. Once you've kind of listened to this journey, because I started off below a lot of people, you know.
Okay, it seems like we're going to get a lot of your come up, what you've learned along the way, and what you can pass back to the people now through this next project. I'm excited for it, man. We've spoken collabs. What about producers? What producers did you work with?
We worked with Moja. Yeah. And for me, musically, that took everything to another level. There was a point with one of the songs where we decided to spend a lot of extra money on bringing in like an orchestra, like a string section. Okay. And we just kind of had to blindly do that on their vision. We took the risk and it paid off massively. So just production wise, everything's gone to these aren't just beats that play for 3 minutes and I'm spitting over them. These are things that have been looked into from before.
Every detail.
Yeah. And then even afterwards, we've made the production even bigger once it's done. Okay. You know, if the singing's not powerful enough, we'll bring in someone in. Okay. So yeah, it's been the full artistic process this time. This isn't just spitting to a beat. And I think this is why I think grime now needs to come forward. I think a lot of these guys are talented, and I think people feel as if they just need to be spitting on a beat to fit into this little pocket of grime. Grime's kind of the starting blocks. Once you are grime, that's what you are. Yeah. If you come from that background, that's when you become accepted as grime. If you really come from that background, you can never lose that in yourself. So you're free then to elaborate and mess about.
Explore, try different things.
And see what it is you can truly do musically. Otherwise, you've not only let yourself down, you've let the fans down, because you're going to stay in a small pocket. So, yeah.